wanted to reply to Ak down there, the 11th hour. She asked if I confessed the new covenant. We gotta understand it's a shadow of things to come, and us living in poverty according to Revelation 2 and 9, 3 and 9. This is all heavy. But Jeremiah 31 and 31. Should start there, we let the scripture speak. I'm gonna start at Jeremiah 31 and 27. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh the Lord, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah, and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast, and it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them, to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith the Lord Yahweh. In those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge, but every one shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh. But this should be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh the Lord, but they should all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahweh the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and remember their sins no more. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by day, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh, is his name. When you see that, verse 35, that's where the prophets were stressing what his name is, and it was written in the ancient Hebrew. Okay? If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also will cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of earth stretched out beneath, I also will cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord. But that's, they tell you, like, the galaxy's infinite, so, and that can't be measured. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the city shall be built to the Lord Yahweh from the tower of Hanil unto the gate of the corner. But honestly, you see, so again in Hebrews 8, verse 8, start verse 7, you get a little understanding. A better covenant, Hebrews 8 and 2. Remember Psalms 8 verse 2. Babes, at the mouth of babes and suckling hast thou ordained strength because of thy enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained, what is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? So let's go back to Hebrews 8. This is powerful, because then you got Daniel's 6, verse 17. But there's something that is very big with this, because it's a riddle. I think it's 9. Verse 17. Yep. This is nice, right? This is beautiful right here. This is how to align up prophecy scriptures, like what a new covenant is, like why. Because you gotta understand, Revelations 21 and 22, he says, I saw no temple therein. He said, behold, I create a new thing in the earth. In Isaiah. Remember what's happened. Why is he about to make a man more precious than fine gold? We're going to keep our words few, comprehend much. Because it says 1 Corinthians 11 and 17 come together not for better but for worse. Daniel 9 and 17, now therefore, O our God. Remember Revelation 7, the seal of our God, and their foreheads. Okay. Revelation 7 verse 2, the seal of the living God. Hurt neither the earth or the sea nor the tree till you have set the seal of the living God, the seal of our God upon their foreheads. Roughly paraphrasing. I want to make sure that's just going to go back to that, because it says our God. You're going to remember, is what a lot of people started hating. Yeah, the 3rd verse saying, hurt not the earth, neither this tree, or saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So, you see what's happening. This it's happening right now. It's popping off right now. Or they want to shut down food stamps. I don't know. Really, you got to understand John 6 and 27. Because a lot of that food, you got to understand, people being possessed. If they're not reading the right doctrine, they're not serving the Lord, then all this food, this is building up a beast. Ultimately, that the government's going to have to fight. That's why they tell you about the zombies and all that, in the movies. Apocalypse. It's real. Did you just see, if you look at some of these shows, they match up so perfectly with The Walking Dead. The mobs, the protests are looking more like zombie mobs. Alright. So somebody's being left out, or just like, and then some people are getting aggressive with it. Some of us that are left out, we're not reacting like a lot of people are. But back on the topic, Daniel 9 and 17. Now therefore, O our God, hear the prayer of thy servant and his supplications, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary, that is desolate for the Lord's sake. Now, this is heavy right here, because this is heavy. This is heavy right here. Check it. This is part of Lamentations 5. Really 4. Verse 1. Isaiah 4 verse 1 on this, that's heavy. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold, however they esteem as earthly pictures the work of the hands of the potter. So remember the foundation. Okay. It's basically 2 Timothy 2 verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh by Shemi Shai of God standeth sure, having the seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh Shai departeth from iniquity. And we've been studying the name, because it says in Revelations 21 and 17, he that overcometh should be my son. It's just very clear. A lot of them, they don't know what they're fighting for. Revelations 21 verse 7. That's what the 21, basically 21 verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. Hey, get back. Get back. The bees, man, they be going crazy over here. Remember, this truth is starting to bud. John 6 and 27. He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud and fill the face of the world with fruit. Mark 4 and 29, that fruit. Ezekiel 29 and 20. I have given him the land of Egypt for his labor wherewith he served against it, because they wrought for me, saith the Lord God Yahweh. And that day, when people ask us who we work for, in that day will I cause the horn of the house of Israel to bud forth, and I will give thee the opening of the mouth in the midst of them, and they shall know that I am Yahweh the Lord. So basically, we in the midst, every time you got shine time, or like these people ask what you're doing, we doing something way bigger than us. And just know, like, anybody trying to come against this, it's not a good idea. It's because the devil's losing. You don't want to be on the wrong side, thinking you right, because. But yeah, that new covenant, that's something like we can't really. That's all on like Job 7. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as a hireling looketh for the reward of his work. So this is just, it's all according to his timing. It's not our timing. When he calls you, and if you live, you live, But what's really messing people up right now is how they we done proved who this land is and everything. We done with flying colors proved everything. So now it's to the point where they don't even want to talk to us. But they claim, I don't know. It's basically we just showed them that a lot of these people, they teaching the wrong thing. But Baruch 2 and 14. Like they don't teach about. They don't teach the good side of what people really are supposed to be doing in church. Like you gotta really fight, you know. Baruch 2 and 14. Hear our prayers, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and our petitions, and deliver us for thy own sake, and give us favor in the sight of them which have led us away. Remember Jeremiah 23, you know. Led us away, you know. These Christmas, birthdays, Easter, all these movies and shows that's not really teaching the true doctrine, but just basically handing down traditions of falsehood, like it says in the scripts, Jeremiah 10. Basically, that's what's this stuff will get all the praise and fame and worship, but when it comes to the real truth, it's according to what Lamentations 5 is talking about. They don't honor the elders for what they did, for being out there, being that sign. You know, it's so mad. It's mad. Baruch 2:15, that all the earth may know that thou art the Lord our God, because Israel and his prosperity is called by thy name. O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, look down from thy holy house and consider us. Bow down thy ear, O Lord, to hear us. Open the eyes and behold, for the dead that are in the graves, whose souls are taken from their bodies, will give unto the Lord neither praise nor righteousness, but the soul that is greatly vexed, which goeth stooping and feeble, and in the eyes that fail, and the hungry soul will give thee praise and righteousness, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We're not supposed to be in these debates, right? Like I know we're supposed to put on, you know what I mean? But it's just like this. People, some people, they don't understand, but shun vain babbling, you know, Timothy, 2 Timothy 2:16, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. But yeah, it's just like, don't even know where I left off at, but Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah. Oh man, this was so fire. Isaiah was speaking about Exodus 34:10. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people, and I will do marvels such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord Yahweh, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Like, we overcame suicide, you know what I mean? And we're trying to tell people about Wisdom of Solomon 5:2, that terrible thing, you know. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. You know, basically treating me like a straight bum, like, you know what I mean? When they see it, they should be troubled with terrible fear. It could be these UFOs, these aberrations we was talking about, we've seen. These devils out here, trying to act like they human. Everything's gonna come to light. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. I believe that's what this is, Acts 17 and 30. Because we're dying perfectly. That hasn't really been seen in a long time, you know. So